Est-ce qu'il y a des joueurs de Kartals dans la salle? Est-ce qu'il y a des joueurs de Mridanga dans la salle? Heute, es wird in Deutsch sprechen.
Kannst du eine deutsche Lecture geben?
Ja, nur ein bisschen. Ja, ja, da, da, ma, ma, da, di, ya, da, ya, da, da, ma, da, va, cum, da, di, ya, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Shira Prabhupada, Jaya. Shira Prabhupada, Patita Pavana ki jai. Bora Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Donc aujourd'hui nous lisons le 10e chant du Srimad Bhagavatam, Grand Orage Bhagavatam. Chapitre 13, Brahma vole les pâtres et les veaux. Verset numéro 43. I take some time.
Yeah, that's a long text. So, yeah. That. No.
Evam eteshu bedeshu evam eteshu bedeshu shiram dyatva sa hatma bhu shiram dyatva sa hatma bhu satya ke katare neti satya ke katare neti gyatum neste katanchana gyatum neste katanchana evam eteshu bedeshu Shiram Dyadva Sahatmabhu Satya Ke Katare Neti Gyatum Neshte Katanchana Evam Eteshu Bedeshu Shiram Dyadva Sahatmabhu Satya Ke Katare Neti Gyatum Neshte Katanchana Evam Eteshu Bedeshu Shiram Tyatva Sahatmabhu Satya Ke Katare Neti Gyatum Neshte Katanchana Evam eteshu bedeshu Shiram Dyadva Sahatmabhu Satya Ke Katare Neti Gyatum Neshte Katanchana Evam eteshu bedeshu Shiram Dyatva Sahatmabhu Satyam Ke Katare Neti Yatum Neshte Katanchana Mataji Evam eteshu bedeshu Shiram Dyatva Sahatmabu Satyake Katare Netil Yatum Neshte Katanchana Nameteshu Medeshu Katare Netil Yatum Neshte Katanchana. À la deuxième ligne, c'est Shiram, c'est pas Shitram. Shiram for a long time. Quelqu'un d'autre? Evam in this way. Qui ne comprend pas l'anglais? Who doesn't understand French? Wo spricht Deutsch? Du sprichst? Ich spreche. Auch. Ah. Et anglais, en English. Il y a personne pour traduire en anglais? Ou alors quelqu'un pour traduire en français? Hein? Il comprend tout, Maïs?
Déjà, il peut prendre le lait. Je peux le traduire un petit peu, mais il ne faut pas que tu ailles trop vite. Si tu vas trop vite, tu peux pas faire. Non, Maïs, il comprend tout.
Corn? Okay. Evam in this way. Eteshu bedeshu. Between these boys who were existing separately. Shiram for a long time. Dyatva after thinking. Saha he. Atmabuhu Lord Brahma. Satya real. Ke wu. Katare wu. Na are not. Iti thus. Gyatum to understand. Na not. Ishte was able. Katanchana in any way at all. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus, Lord Brahma, thinking and thinking for a long time, tried to distinguish between those two sets of boys who were each separately existing. He tried to understand who was real and who was not real, but he couldn't understand at all. Purport. Brahma was puzzled. The original boys and calves are still sleeping as I have kept them, he thought. But another set is here, playing with Krishna. How has this happened? Brahma could not grasp what was happening. Which boys were real and which were not real? Brahma was unable to come to any definite conclusion. He pondered the matter for a long while. How can there be two sets of calves and boys at the same time? Have the boys and calves here been created by Krishna, or has Krishna created the one lying asleep? Or are both merely creation of Krishna? Brahma thought about the subject in many different ways. After I go to the cave and see that the boys and calves are still there, does Krishna go to take them away and put them here so that I come here and see them? And does Krishna then take them from here and put them here, there? Brahma could not figure out how there could be two sets of cows and cowherd boys exactly alike. Although thinking and thinking, he could not understand at all. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Sarakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadadizva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamaram Shri Gurun Vaishnavaksha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Scham Shri Radha Govinda Madhava ki jai, Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai, Shri Gaunitai ki jai. Mukam karoti varsharam pangumayam garite girim yat kripatanam bande Shri Guru Dinataranam. Donc, après tous les dévots de nous permettre de dire quelque chose qui soit pertinente pour vous aujourd'hui et pour votre vie, que ça puisse nous inspirer dans notre vie spirituelle. Ça fait déjà 43e verset, donc ça fait plus de 43 jours, ça fait peut-être 2 mois qu'on est sur ce divertissement. Donc il y a peut-être des choses qui vont être répétitives, peut-être, mais en même temps, la répétition, c'est ça qui permet que ça s'intègre un petit peu en nous. Donc, Brahma Vimohan Lila, c'est un divertissement de Brahma très intéressant. Oh, I'm speaking in French. Hein?
Mais c'est bien, on comprenait bien.
Vous comprenez bien, mais qui comprend pas? Tu comprends le français? So.
I understand Sangita.
So Sangita, tu peux traduire pour ton père? She said yes. So we are speaking since a long time, like for more than 43 days, about this Brahma Vimohan Lila. So you know all the details already, and so there may be some repetition, but repetition is good for us because we can integrate like that more nicely. So Brahma Vimohan, it means Brahma is illusioned, and Brahma, even Brahma, and Brahma is the head of our Sampradaya. We are the Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya, so it means our first spiritual master. And we see that even such an exalted person can be illusioned. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining to us in his Chaitanya Shikshamrita that in this pastime of Krishna, especially the pastime with the demons and everything, that all these demons represent some what we call anartha. And anartha means unwanted things. Anartha are like, it is described like weeds which are growing along with the proper plants that we want to cultivate. And those anarthas are to be eradicated. They must not be cut. You know, in the garden, if you just cut the bad weeds, they are coming back, and they even sometimes more powerful, like this, how it's called? Especially one, if you don't take the roots, then it's le chien dent. So it is very important to understand that we have to uproot the weeds. So this specific lila, Brahma Vimohan Lila, is explained to be addressing the anartha called mistaking karma and jnana to be the way to go to the absolute truth. Thinking that by our activities we can derive some benefit and then get results, good results. And jnana, think that our knowledge is very powerful, and by mental speculation or reasoning. We say reasoning it's better than speculation. We think that by our reasoning we can grasp the truth. And this is one anartha which is very prominent those days. Many people are just like this Brahma. They are looking, experiencing things, and it is described as an ascending process to understand the truth. And it is through the capacity of the mind and the intelligence to observe something, pratyaksha, by our senses, observing things, and then by reasoning, trying to go to some conclusion. I've seen this, I've said that, so it means this. And by this pastime we can see how weak this method is, because Brahma was looking some evidence, but he couldn't figure out what was happening. There was the same set of boys and calves here and there. Who are the original? Who are the fake one? And we are sometimes presented with so many truth, or so-called truth, and we don't know which one is the truth, the reality, and which one is the fake news. And especially now that the news and communication is so prominent, we are see that so many things have been said, but who can we give our confidence to? We don't know. It's difficult to know. If we try to know by our own means, just by going up to catch the knowledge, it's very difficult, because we are, the 4 defects of the soul, as Jiva Goswami described in these sandarbhas. The tendency to make mistake is very strong for every one of us, and we know in our own life how many mistakes we are making, how misunderstanding we had. Sometimes little thing, and which can bring bigger trouble, misunderstanding of what someone says in our life. We experience that like every day. Oh, he said that, and we make a big scenario over that. And then when we go to confirm with the person, but you say that, oh no, that's not what I mean. And then we understand that we spend so much time in growing in different emotions sometimes, and it was for nothing. We just didn't grasp what was the meaning of what was said. So it is very interesting to see this teaching of the Brahma Vimohan Lila, that we have to be really careful not to take things and to conclude, derive some wrong conclusion from anything. We must always confirm. So it is explained that to get rid of those anartha, there is several steps. The first step will be to analyze and to write, to journaling, or to just to take some facts, then to ask to devotees or to some person who have knowledge, and then to act according to what we understood. And that's what is important, and that's what makes the difference, is that we are getting this understanding through the Guru Parampara. It means that what is very, very important in our life is the spiritual master. Some person who know the truth, and they can reveal to us the truth. If we don't have that kind of personality in our life, then whoever we can listen to, maybe a cheater, purposely or unconsciously, or it's our own mind which can be the problem, which is not understanding properly, and this is how we are misled in this life. So instead to go to karma, the actions to try to find the truth, or to jnana, like Brahma was trying to define what is the conclusion of this, what he experienced or what he's seeing. It is explained that Bhaktyamam Abhijanati Yamam Yashasmitadvata. It's only through devotion that we can find the truth. And devotion, it's not arising like that by accident or some. It's Chaitanya Charitamrita says that Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prasadepai Bhaktilata Bij. And it's after many, many lifetimes when we have the chance and the mercy to come into contact with the spiritual master and with Krishna, then the seed of devotion can be put into our heart. Or it is already there. It can be awakened in our heart. And when we need the books of the spiritual master to be enlightened on that. Sometimes we are so much enlightened when I'm preparing the lecture, just reading 3 verses, there is so much, Srila Prabhupada is giving so much knowledge that it's not that we don't know what to say during the lecture, it's what will I not to say during the lecture, because there is so much to say about each of these pastimes. And but it is how we are enlightened. It's by listening to the spiritual master and to Srila Prabhupada that all those truths can be revealed. So this is why it is so important, and that it is stressed along all those pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam, that listening and coming regularly every day to listen to the Srimad Bhagavatam, reading by ourselves also Srimad Bhagavatam is very important. And then try to derive some truth from that is the proper way to understand things as they are. If we are listening to the wrong source of information, if we are looking for some media or some television or things like that, we are getting some information. But are we analyzing the purport of this information, the intention behind this information, what the people want us to think or to understand? And are we attentive also to this information? Because sometimes there are so much information going here and there, but what are we getting from that? And sometimes it's just like a flow, and then we are even more confused than before, because so many information coming from so many sources of information that we don't know what will be where lies the truth behind. So we are always to confirm by asking. So taking notes what we are seeing, finding what question it arises from this reading or this experiencing, then asking to some devotees. Every devotee there can be a source of enlightenment for us, because when we are genuinely asking a good question, then it empowers the person to answer. Because all devotees, although we are often covered by ignorance in our day-to-day life, but when we are sitting and reflecting about Krishna and about what we understood from Krishna consciousness, each and every devotee can give such a profound and deep understanding of the philosophy. Because at one point they realized some truth in what they are experiencing and reading. And when we are questioning sincerely, they are empowered to answer to us. You know why? No? Because there is somebody who is sitting in our heart all along, and is there and is just waiting for us to have this this proper attitude, to ask sincere question and to be ready for the other one to just transmit what we get ourselves. And in this specific moment when we are asking proper question and be ready to give whatever the Lord is helping us to tell, it will be perfect. In our day-to-day life, even if we are not exalted devotees, or we think so, or then we are in those perfect moments we have at any time we can have. So we must really take advantage to be living together, to speak and to ask questions and to clarify some misunderstanding of some things that we don't see, which are not inspiring or something. And then, what is the symptom that is happening? The symptom is that we are becoming enlightened. So you see that there is a smile, there is a haha moment, we say in English. It is it's a haha moment. Haha, oh yeah. We can say a oh yeah moment. And it's une prise de conscience en français. And we feel, and we are immediately we are, wow, yes, it's very inspiring. And this is happening because we are not relying on mundane education, PhD, doctorat, licence, master. We are not relying on that. We are relying on not intelligence and mental, but on the heart, on what we experience and what we realize in our heart. And this is how bhakti is passing through everyone. And that's how we find pleasure and satisfaction in our spiritual life. Machita madgata prana, bodhayantak parashvaram, katankuyanta shamanitya, tushanticha, ramanticha. We are experiencing not only a taste, which is a flavor, but it's also a taste which attach us to the process and to Krishna. And this is very, very important. So we see that Brahma was puzzled, as he said. He was looking, who is that, and he couldn't figure out, because with his mundane, at that moment, this mundane understanding is that the boys and the calves can be only in one place. He couldn't imagine that some other scenario possible. So he was thinking, maybe Krishna, when I'm there, he's living there, and then he's taking there. So he's thinking, yeah, Krishna may be God, in some way he's God, but he is not embracing the full potential of Krishna, of God at that moment, that he can even manifest himself by each and every cowherd boys and calves, and play the role in exact same manner as each and every cows and gopas. He couldn't figure out that. That's the difference between somebody who is trying to understand Krishna from an intellectual platform, and also sometimes our tendency to look Krishna, and that's why Srila Prabhupada told us that in the first step we are worshipping Krishna as God, and we are looking, that's somebody who is very powerful, so we have to decorate him very nicely because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have to serve him and everything. But all this is to bring us to a point to grasp Krishna differently as a person, and that's how the residents of Vrindavan are becoming so much our example and our goal, that they never, or sometimes they have some grabs that may be God, but they're never considering that, because that's not what is important for them. For them, what is important is the relationship they have with Him. And that's the only thing which counts. They're even forgetting that He's God, and it's not important. What is important is that they are related to Him. And that's what the Acharya told us to look for. Not develop all this karma, jnana, and all those that we are perfect. I have a PhD in Vaishnavism. I know all the scriptures, all the slokas and everything, and can defeat all of the philosophies. Or it can be good in the use of our service, but that's not what is important. What is important behind is, are we developing some real attachment to this special personality who can be really present in our life? It can be present in the form of how He's empowering the other devotees I'm meeting, how He's putting me in so many situations. In the beginning, we are accepting the nice situation and favorable situation because it's comfortable. He's giving us so much thing. Krishna, but after some time we are understanding that He's also there and responsible of giving other kinds of things, like challenges which are pushing us to go above our own mediocrity and to understand and develop more qualities. So this is very precious, and when we are coming to this understanding, then we are more and more touched by Krishna, how He's personal with us, how He's doing. Because we are crossing, everyone, we are crossing the same reality almost, but not with the same platform of intention and attention. And so it means that we are not the same realization. We have each of one, we have our own way to perceive how Krishna is dealing in our life. And it is very amazing how it can be personal with so many persons at the same time. In this pastime, it is what was revealed in the previous verses, and how Krishna was there for every elder cow and man, for every gopis and for every cows, in the form of a calf or in the form of a gopa, and with a specific dealing with each of them. Krishna is like that. He's really personal with each and every one of us. So this lila is very fascinating for us, because it's reminding us that how Krishna is so personal, and how He's destroying our tendency to try to understand Him by our own means, or our intelligence, or capacity of reasoning. There's a few minutes if you can add something, or ask questions, or give some rectification. Yes?
Tout à l'heure, tu disais un exemple que c'était pas, il fallait pas seulement couper comme l'herbe, mais il fallait l'arracher à la base. Mais par exemple, comment on peut le mettre en pratique dans la vie de tous les jours face à, par exemple, quelque chose qu'on souhaite, qu'il faudrait modifier
Je vais répéter en anglais. So, the question is, you were mentioning about uprooting the anarthas instead of just cutting them. In the practice, how can we do that in everyday life?
The only possibility is to replace them with samsara. That's the thing most people don't understand, and it's hard to find. But if you don't replace the bad behavior with the good behavior directed in Krishna consciousness, this is why we take prasadam. Because anything that is not prasadam is for sense gratification. Anything that is prasadam is actually service to Krishna. That's why you're also supposed to say that we take, not that we take prasadam, but that we serve prasadam. Because taking has a possessive aspect, but actually we are serving Krishna. And so in every bodily function, in every mental function, vyasa, or custom, the only way to uproot the anartha is you must replace the anartha slowly, tastefully, tiny, tiny, tiny bit at a time with the correct behavior directed by Krishna. And sorry to but this is something that I tell my children all the time. And because it came up now,
Thank you.
Take little permission to direct.
Everyone understood? Je traduis en français. Ok. Donc Mataji répond à cette question que pour éliminer les anarthas, il faut les remplacer par quelque chose de positif. Par exemple, on ne prend pas seulement le prashadam, on le sert aussi. On remplace une mauvaise habitude par une bonne habitude.
This is the minimum. That actually, it's not in our power to extract anartha. Krishna does. Krishna does at the point where, when we are given a slight attachment for him, then by mercy, we got rid of the anarthas. Mainly lust. You can dress in orange color, you can fast, you can go in parikram, you can do so many things. Sustain your food, but you want to vanquish lust this way. To vanquish lust, it is the main formidable enemy, because that's what Krishna says to Arjuna, that the most difficult enemy in the life that we have to struggle against. Then that's Krishna that arranged for diminishing temperature, little by little. But that comes when we become attached to Krishna in the form of another.
Everyone heard? Non.
Tu peux résumer?
Prabhu ajoute que, en français, hein, Prabhu ajoute que c'est pas suffisant juste de remplacer les mauvaises habitudes par des bonnes habitudes. Par exemple, la concupiscence que Krishna décrit à Arjuna comme étant la plus dure, la plus forte de ces anarthas. Elle ne va pas être enlevée comme ça en simplement s'habillant en orange, en allant faire des parikrams, en faisant toutes les activités. C'est Krishna qui fait que cette tendance, elle est éliminée dans notre corps petit à petit. Et c'est un processus vraiment graduel. Et in the scriptures, it is also explained that to take care of those bad habits, we have to regularly read the pastimes of Krishna, because in each pastime there is a seed of uprooting those bad habits. That's when we are reading about the pastime of Brahma stealing the cows and gopas. We are getting rid of this tendency to try to grasp, to understand the absolute truth to our own intelligence. We are getting rid of that. When there is another pastime, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur described this very clearly, and also Vyasadeva when he's writing the Srimad Bhagavatam, when he ends every chapter, he says that by reading this chapter you get this and that blessing. And this is how Krishna is gradually doing, and it's also require time and engagement in activity. That gradually this.
All these things are prerequisite, prerequisite, the rules, following the regulatory principle, fasting in Ekadashi, all these things are it's understood, it's in your pocket already. But for running a long time in Krishna consciousness, you must have some kind of attachment to a kind of service or kind of something related to Krishna. Then after, Krishna diminishes the feeling. But prayer also must be in the pocket. You become accustomed to chanting some songs that you like personally, offering some prayers to Krishna, and especially remembering his pastimes. Because after sometimes you have the sadhana, but remembering the pastime of Lord Krishna becomes more important and prominent also in your spiritual life. And then at this time you really realize that the fever of lust has been quite diminished with running time. Donc en fait, toutes ces choses-là, les prières, les principes régulateurs, la sadhana, tout ça, c'est supposé être un prérequis pour voir les anathas véritablement disparaître dans nos racines du fond du cœur. Donc ça prend du temps et c'est pas quelque chose de gratuit, mais d'une manière ou d'une autre, si on s'attache à Krishna et qu'on a toutes ces choses-là dans la poche, acquises, qu'on est familiarisé avec les principes régulateurs, comme je dis, les prières, etc. Après, on voit qu'en fait, dans la sadhana, l'élément smarana, se rappeler des divertissements de Krishna, devient de plus en plus important et prépondérant, et ça fait qu'on s'attache à certains divertissements de Krishna. Et donc on s'attache à Krishna, et à ce moment-là, on voit qu'effectivement, la fièvre de Dr. Lust, elle a longtemps diminué. C'est un peu le thermomètre. Comment on est attaché à Krishna, comment on est détaché des plaisirs soi-disant exaltés des matérialistes. It's like a thermometer. Yeah? When you realize you're really seeing on fade and being negligible, all those pleasures that are cherished by the materialists, then you can understand, yes, has diminished, and then to some extent attachment to Lord Krishna really arises in the bottom of the heart.
And these are many advice, and one which is more prominent amongst all those advice, because this is like performing action which will bring the result, and if we are performing those actions regularly, then the result will come. But what will be the factor which help us to remain in this active devotional service is that we are in the association of devotees. Because without the association of devotees, we by ourselves we cannot go on a long time. Because when we are faced with the challenge that you are still facing this tendency of lust, greed, and illusion, and by ourselves we cannot do anything. But because we are in the association of devotees, we are reminded all the time, every day, and then we are being put also in situation where we have to make the step to show to Krishna that yes, that's sincerely really what I want. And when we are not able to do that step that Krishna is asking us in a day-to-day life, then that's where we are less enthusiastic, we are sad, and this is the symptom that we are not doing what Krishna is expecting from us. But if we do the step that we see that, Krishna is helping me to overcome this tendency that I have, which is there, very strong. I know I'm fighting against him, but okay, I accept that you are showing me. I say no, and I choose Krishna instead of Maya, and then we are becoming enlightened. Immediately we feel, oh, Krishna blessed me, he helped me to do a little better than yesterday. And we are enthusiastic in that way, and that can be a thermometer also. How it is reduced and how we are feeling more and more happy to be in Krishna consciousness. But uprooting, it can take some time. Coming back to your question. Somebody else?
What Krishna gives easily is the consciousness that we are anatas.
Yeah, that?
The consciousness that we are anatas.
And that we have anatas, okay.
If you are really too much in the material world, you are not aware that you are anatas. But Krishna, by mercy, will give you intelligence. Yes, here is you can reflect on it and analyze things and see yes, it was my fault. This is my tendency.
Yeah.
If you are repenting, then to some extent you become free from the faults you commit, and little by little you advance. But Krishna gives easily the knowledge and the consciousness that we have this anatta, this anatta, this anatta. Which is Krishna's mercy and the spiritual master of mercy to point out with so many notions.
Yesterday, one person was asking me, why is it that it's a spiritual community? Why is it that it's not much more expanding and growing and than that? And I was telling that it's a community, but not with a materialistic goal. What is happening there in this place is that the people are the real plant, and the devotional plant in everyone's heart is what is the most important. And that the real work which is done here is the purification of each and everyone's heart, and it's not an easy thing, and it's something which is always in the process, and there is always new person coming with their own aratas, and we have to also help them, accompany them in the doing the same thing, the same. It seems to be repetitive and to be always the same. Strange thing, but no, we are spiritual gardeners. We are cultivating some special plant in the heart of everyone, and it takes time and it takes art, and that's how we are also growing ourselves, because by understanding that, then it helps us to forget a little about our self-interest. And it helps us to get rid of our own anattas also by taking care of others and helping others.
There is a book which name is Manashiksha. I
Yeah.
think it's from Thakur,
Yeah.
that really points out different anattas that arise in a practitioner or sadhaka. And it's nice that we have a seminar this summer about this
Yeah.
topic. Manashiksha.
Raghunath Das. Okay, this is time now to put that into practice. It's 9:45. Thank you for attending Srimad Bhagavatam with so much attention. It is really empowering, and I feel blessed to be in your company. And Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavan ki.